So tonight we're going to discuss the start of Module 8, and Module 8 consists of rescue and extrication, and then it has hazmat and terrorism. So we're gonna talk about the rescue and extrication stuff tonight, chapter 47 in your book, if you're in the book. And then next week we will cover the hazmat and the terrorism part of it, and that will actually be the end of the syllabus for us. Um, so we'll see how things go from there. We're going to also next week have the Module 7 exam, and this week we will make up the geriatric lab, and that will be online through Zoom. So on Wednesday night, if you're logging in on Wednesday night to the lab, just log into Zoom like you would tonight. You logged in on Monday night, so log in on Wednesday when you log in on the Monday night Zoom, and I'll make sure that's working. I'm not sure if that's going to interfere with any other courses, so I'll make sure to check into that. Let me make myself a note for that. All right. So again, chapter 47 in your book, this is rescue operations and vehicle extrication. From the EMS standpoint, we have over the years transitioned out of the vehicle extrication work. Years ago, EMS had, in a lot of areas, EMS had all of the extrication equipment, and they did the actual extrications as well as the patient care. But with volunteer work falling off and transitions in job descriptions and things like that, the extrication part has now shifted to the fire departments. So the fire departments are actually doing the extrication, and EMS is doing the patient care in those situations. So you'll see that a lot of the rescue operations, the actual rescue stuff will be performed mostly by fire service people. If it's rope rescue or if it's a high angle type of thing or a confined space rescue, and then the vehicle extrications as well are being performed by the fire departments now, and EMS can focus on patient care. So it turned out that we were just running out of folks and not having enough personnel to do both jobs. So now we just do the one, which is patient care, and they do the fire departments will handle all the rescue type stuff. All right. So if we do an extrication job, most likely this is going to be in the form of a vehicle accident for us. So vehicle accidents, extrication needed, that is going to require us to do a couple of things. So first of all, let's work on some terminology for you guys. What is the difference between entrapment and pin-in?
Pin in is something is pinning them in, whether it be a door, a steering wheel, a seat, something like that. Entrapment is where they just cannot get out. Like there's no possible way.
Okay. So entrapment means the person can move around in the vehicle, but they cannot get out of the vehicle, meaning that the doors won't open, the windows won't roll down, that type of thing. So they're not um, they're not physically stuck because of something. They just cannot exit the vehicle. Pin in would mean that something in that vehicle is physically holding them in place where they cannot move. So a lot of times it's a door or dash or accelerator, brake pedals, something like that. Those things that move on impact and physically pin some part of their body where they cannot free themselves and get out of that vehicle. Um, so in a lot of cases, if that terminology is used correctly, which is the more dire situation? Would you think the pin in is worse than the entrapment or the other way around?
To me, I think the pinning is worse.
Yeah, yeah. Usually the pin in is going to be worse, and it may take a little bit longer to get those folks freed up and get them out of there. Entrapments, a lot of times it's just gaining access into the vehicle, so popping a door or popping a window, and just like that, we can get them out. So it could be a quick, easy way to do it. But the pin in, that may take some time. It may take some work, and it could be a little more extensive trying to get those folks out. Um, so again, resources available to you when you're doing your scene size up for these folks, the rescue and extrication deals. Um, if you have multiple patients, you're probably going to need multiple resources in the form of ambulances to take care of them. If there are pinned in patients, the fire department is going to be doing extrication. This could be extensive. It could take some time, depending on the vehicle and how badly it's damaged. So you may want to take into consideration that time frame. This is one of those things where helicopters are available to you, and that's one of the criteria for them is extended extrication time. So if you're looking at 30 to 45 minutes of them getting cut out of a vehicle, then that could be something that you may want to start the process of early, and you can have that helicopter there waiting on them when they get out. So keep those things in mind. um how many people have ever crawled inside of the vehicle before the patient's been extricated?
Me and women's and Pasquotank.
All right.
I
Derek.
did it when I was in class
Okay.
for Hereford County.
Yeah.
Demetri, we did it on that rollover too.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yep.
Surely did. We had the whole C-spine.
Yep. So typically a lot of times C-spine is the key, and it'll require one of the EMS people to get inside of the vehicle if they can gain access. What do you need before you go inside that vehicle?
A C-collar.
What else do you need? What do you need for you?
Extrication gear.
Yeah, you need some PPE.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, so you should have some gear that you can put on in the form of helmet, eye protection, maybe a coat, maybe a jumpsuit, maybe some turnout gear like the firefighters, those types of things. and you can have that stuff. You should have that stuff available to you. That stuff should be on the trucks with you as you guys are working. And when you get in these situations, then you can use it, put it on, make sure that you have that stuff on before you go jumping into wrecked vehicles that are being